Nothing wrecks your day more than bloating and not being able to fit into your workout clothes because your stomach is distended. So in this video, I want to give you the 3 foods you really need to start avoiding if bloating is a common issue for you. But first we have to understand what bloating truly is. You see, generally speaking, bloating is more of a water issue. You usually have so much of an indigestion issue or a bacterial overgrowth issue that you end up drawing a lot of water and excess gas into the digestive system, thereby making you bloated. Now, a lot of it comes down to foods that are known as FODMAP foods. FODMAP is an acronym. It stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols, which are all short-chain carbohydrates that we have a hard time breaking down. Now, we can get rid of a lot of this issue if we just avoid some of these FODMAP foods, but I think having a clear understanding of the specific kind of foods is going to help you out a lot more. So the first one I want you to work on avoiding is going to be raw cruciferous veggies. Now, make sure you pay attention. I'm talking about raw here, not just overall cruciferous veggies. If you cook cruciferous veggies, you end up getting a lot more of a benefit. You see, raw cruciferous veggies contain a lot of indigestible fiber that end up making it so that you have a hard time digesting it in the first place. But more importantly, they contain something known as raffinose. Raffinose is a unique kind of sugar, and humans lack the enzyme or have very little of the enzyme to actually break down that raffinose. It comes down to an enzyme known as alpha-galactosidase, and without alpha-galactosidase, that raffinose wreaks havoc on your body. It goes into your colon and it sits there where bacteria just thrive on it, and you produce a lot of excess hydrogen, a lot of excess methane, which thereby makes you gassy, makes you feel uncomfortable. So the solution here: cook your cruciferous veggies whenever possible. Even if you're just steaming them for 30 seconds or so, it makes a big difference. But also lean towards the already fermented veggies. Talking about the kimchi, the sauerkraut, the stuff like that. That way it's pre-digested, it can get to that system a lot faster. The next one is going to be high fructose fruits. Talking about things like apples, cherries, mangoes, pears. If you do a quick Google search, you'll be able to find which ones are higher fructose fruits. Fructose is not like regular glucose or other carbohydrates. We can only metabolize a certain amount of fructose at a given time. So that means any excess fructose above and beyond, and yes, literally 1 apple can be too much fructose, ends up sitting in your colon, drawing more bacteria and more water, therefore, again, making you bloated and making you feel very distended for hours on end. The solution? Lower fructose fruits. Things like blueberries, things like raspberries, things like that are a lot better. Even kiwis are an amazing low fructose fruit. Then lastly, avoid the sugar alcohols. This is a big one, okay? The maltitol, the isomalt, things like that. These are known as polyols. And polyols are good and bad, okay? The good thing is you don't get the caloric effect, okay? They don't have a caloric effect on your metabolism, which is why they're put in sugar-free foods a lot. But the downside is because they're not digested, they end up sitting in your gut and essentially drawing water in through something known as passive diffusion. This passive diffusion makes it so they don't digest even more, simply because it's moving through your system so fast. Thereby, when it gets into your large intestine, it draws in more water and it draws in more of those microorganisms that are going to really make it hard for your body to break it down and give you a lot more gas. So the solution there: avoid the isomalt, avoid the maltitol, avoid the sugar alcohols, and go for the monk fruit and the stevia whenever possible. And HYLETE Nation, make sure that you keep it locked in here for all these tips so that you can get the most out of your HYLETE gear, so that you can feel your best and look your best. I'll see you in the next video.